Wow, what a crazy week this has been. The CARES Act was signed into law. Credit market is tightening up. You don't have to pay your mortgage, and no one knows what's going to happen with the real estate market. I spent the entire week doing a lot of research and learning all the details about how exactly the loan forbearances are going to work, what exactly is happening in the mortgage market, and have my own projections on how I think this might all play out. So if you're interested in hearing my perspective on these things and the results of my research, stick around. Hi, this is Matthew Scher, sharing my experience once again from the Real Estate for Atlanta team at Maximum One Realty. The CARES Act. This was the $2 trillion stimulus plan that was signed, I believe, earlier this week. One of the provisions in it was loan forbearance for all government-backed loans, and that includes those loans that were purchased by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. That encompasses about 95% of all loans. If you want to find out if your loan is a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac loan, there are links below and to websites that you can go to that will tell you, you put in the address and it tells you whether your loan is owned by Fannie or Freddie. If your loan is owned by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, they're required to give you a loan forbearance, and they can't foreclose on you right now, even if you don't pay. Free money, right? Not exactly. That is what the point I want to drive home in this video. This is a loan forbearance, not a loan forgiveness. There's a big, very important distinction there. All they're doing is what I call ice in the winter. They are allowing you to skip payments, but then you have to get caught up. Let's look at an example. My loan, it's about $2,500 a month. I called my bank earlier this week to find out, does that mean I don't have to pay? They said they would let me skip up to 6 payments if I want. That would be $15,000 of payments. So I was like, sign me up. Well, but I didn't actually sign up. I asked for more details. So what happens is you get to skip the 6 payments. They can't report to your credit. They can't evict you, and they can't assess any late fees. However, in month 7, you owe them all 6 missed payments plus your 7th month payment. For me, that would add up to $17,500 that's owed in a lump sum. And if I don't pay it, then they are allowed to foreclose. They're allowed to assess late fees and legal fees. And I'm in deep water. And this is set up this way for a reason. The idea is this is not supposed to be for people to take advantage of and try to get free money and game the system. This is for people that only really, really need it. They're just deferring the inevitable. But for some people that are out of work and actually have no income right now, it's less bad. It's still a bad thing to do, but it's less bad. And it is a possibility, if there's not an overwhelming number of people that do request these, that when the 6 months or 3 months or whatever period is up, that the banks will work out some kind of payment plan to let you get caught up versus foreclosing on you if you can't come up with all that coin immediately. So the important thing is, if you don't need the forbearance, don't get it. If you absolutely need it and have no other choice, then you can take advantage of it and it might help you out. My biggest fear is that people do not get educated about this. They think it's a free ride, and millions of people call their loan servicer and request a forbearance thinking they're getting a free ride. And then 6 months from now, all those people can't pay their mortgage and can't get caught up, and then we have a major foreclosure crisis on our hands. I don't think that's actually going to happen, because I think once the lenders learn how this is all working, when people call in and try to request a forbearance, they're going to be responsible. They're going to tell you exactly what that means, because they don't want to put you in that position. They don't want to have foreclosures. So they're trying to prevent that from happening as well, and that's what's going to save us. But I wanted to produce this video to make sure that if you're thinking of taking advantage of the forbearance thing, if you really need it and buying that time is necessary for you, then go ahead and do it. But if you can afford to make your payment and you think it's just a free ride, then do not do it, because you're going to regret it. And that's the basic message and the takeaway that I want to have from this. Now, there is some good news going on in terms of the market, or some things that I think are giving me confidence to believe that most likely, even though there may be some negative pressure on prices and homes may not sell as well during this coronavirus scare, most analysts are predicting kind of like a V-shaped recovery where maybe it goes down a little and comes back very quickly, not a long drawn out recessionary period. Um, and the reason for that is partly because this is a recession that's not caused by, see, the last recession in 2008 was caused by a complete flaw in our entire economic model centered around the housing market and the lending market. That's all been corrected and isn't really a problem anymore. This recession seems to be is caused by a threat, by kind of, and somebody else used the analogy of calling it like a snowstorm. Everything has to shut down because we're in a big snowstorm, and that is going to hurt the economy. But as soon as the snow melts and goes away, and likewise, as soon as this virus finally goes away, things will go back to normal. And when they do, coming into this, the market was doing great. The housing market experienced one of its best months ever just in March of 2020. February and March were fantastic for the housing market. So there's no reason to believe, if this is a short-term thing, that on the backside of this, there's going to be pent-up demand, lack of inventory because of all the people that chose not to put their homes on the market this spring because they didn't want all the strangers coming in and everything. And things will go back to being great. And I really do believe that. Before I sign off, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Once again, this is Matthew Scher, helping people get their fair share in real estate. I publish a new video every week with a lot of different real estate related topics. If you like this video, please be sure to click subscribe, share the video with your friends, comment below, and let me know what other topics you'd like me to make videos about, because I will read those and I will definitely incorporate your suggestions into my future episodes. And check back every Friday for a new video. Finally, if you are looking to buy or sell a home, there's a link below if you'd like to get your very own free copy of my home buyer or seller guide. This is a complete book that has a whole bunch of very timely seasonal information. A new one is published every season. And I will send this to you absolutely free if you just use the link below. There's a lot of very helpful information in there. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.